My dear friends, in the journey of life, one of the easiest things to lose is not your wallet, not your phone, but yourself. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion about how we should live, what we should wear, what we should do, and even what we should dream. And in the noise of all those voices, we slowly forget the most important one, our own. Have you ever noticed how exhausting it is to keep everyone happy? You say yes when your heart screams no. You agree when your soul whispers otherwise. You smile when you actually want to rest. And at the end of the day, you look in the mirror and wonder, why do I feel so empty when I've done so much for others? You see, trying to please everyone is like chasing the wind. No matter how hard you try, it will always slip through your fingers. You can spend your whole life seeking approval. But the truth is, people's opinions will change faster than the weather. Today they'll praise you, tomorrow they'll criticize you. If you base your peace on their applause, you live in constant confusion. There's a beautiful saying, you can be the ripest, juiciest mango in the world, and there will still be someone who doesn't like mangoes. So why waste your life trying to please everyone when you were born to live your truth? When you constantly try to make others happy, you start editing yourself. You dim your light so others feel comfortable in their darkness. You silence your dreams so others won't feel insecure about theirs. And slowly, you stop recognizing the person you've become. But life was never meant to be lived on borrowed opinions. The Creator didn't design you to be a copy, He designed you to be you. Your journey, your struggles, your dreams, they're uniquely yours. Don't trade your authenticity for acceptance. I remember once meeting a man who told me, I spent my whole life trying to make everyone happy, my parents, my friends, my boss. But now, at 50, I realize I never made myself happy. His eyes were tired, not from work, but from years of pretending. And that day I learned something powerful. Pretending to be someone else is the heaviest mask you'll ever wear. It's not selfish to take care of your peace. It's not rude to set boundaries. It's not arrogance to say no when something doesn't align with your values. It's wisdom. When you protect your inner peace, you become a better friend, a better parent, a better human. Because a person who is at peace within spreads peace without. Remember, even the greatest teachers, prophets, and leaders couldn't please everyone. Some loved them, others criticized them. Yet they never stopped walking their path. So why should you? The goal is not to be liked by all. The goal is to live in such a way that you like yourself when you are alone. You don't need everyone to understand your journey. It's not theirs to understand. It's yours to walk. So today, I want you to take a deep breath and ask yourself, who am I when I'm not trying to impress anyone? Who am I when the world goes silent? That's your true self. And that's the person you must never lose. Because in the end, people will come and go, opinions will fade, but the relationship you have with yourself will stay forever. Nurture it, protect it, love it. You were not born to fit into everyone's expectations. You were born to fulfill your purpose. So don't lose yourself trying to please everyone, because the world doesn't need another version of them. It needs the truest version of you. You can't please everyone, and you don't need to. This is one of the hardest lessons life will ever teach you. But once you truly understand it, it becomes one of the most liberating truths you will ever know. From childhood, most of us are trained to seek approval. We are told to behave in certain ways so others will like us, to study certain subjects so others will praise us, to dress in certain ways so others will admire us. And before we realize it, we start living our lives as a performance rather than a purpose. We become actors on a stage called society, and the audience is constantly changing. One moment they cheer for us, the next they boo. We try to adjust our dialogue, our tone, our expressions, just to make sure the applause doesn't stop. But the truth is, no matter how perfect your act is, someone will always find a reason to criticize it. You could do everything right in their eyes and still be wrong in their hearts. You could give your best, and someone will still say it wasn't enough. Imagine a man playing a violin in a crowded marketplace. Some people will stop and listen, mesmerized by his music. Others will walk by, annoyed by the noise. Some will compliment him, and others will say he's wasting his time. But none of that changes the fact that his music is beautiful. The only thing that truly matters is whether he believes in his song. That's how life works. You cannot control how people hear your music. You can only stay true to the melody within you. Every time you try to please everyone, you give away a little piece of yourself. You adjust your words, your decisions, your personality, and slowly, without realizing it, you become a collection of other people's expectations. And one day, you wake up and realize you've been living someone else's life all along. That's why it said, the fastest way to lose yourself is to try to please everyone. You can't make everyone happy because people see you through the filter of their own experiences, their own wounds, their own insecurities. What offends one person may inspire another. What disappoints one might delight someone else. People project their emotions, and you become the screen. If you start adjusting your life based on every opinion, you'll be living in constant chaos, trying to fix mirrors instead of fixing yourself. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how even the kindest, most compassionate people in history had critics? Lord Rama was questioned, Krishna was misunderstood, Jesus was crucified, Prophet Muhammad was opposed, Buddha was doubted. If divine beings could not please everyone, what makes us think we can? The goal of life was never to be liked by all, it was to live in alignment with truth, values, and inner peace. There will always be someone who doesn't agree with your choices. If you choose to stay silent, they'll call you weak. If you speak up, they'll call you arrogant. If you forgive, they'll say you're not a V. If you walk away, they'll say you're heartless. You see, the problem isn't you. It's the endless hunger of human judgment. You can't satisfy it because it was never meant to be satisfied. When you live to please others, you become a puppet pulled by invisible strings. Every opinion, every comment, every frown controls your emotions. You rise and fall based on how others perceive you. That's not living, that's surviving. Real life begins when you cut those strings and start dancing to your own rhythm. I once met a young man who said, I'm always trying to do what people expect of me, but somehow I'm never enough. He looked exhausted, not physically but emotionally. I told him, you are enough, but you're trying to be enough for everyone else, not for yourself. The truth hit him hard, because deep down, we all know it's impossible to make everyone happy, but we keep trying, hoping this time will be different. It never is. People's expectations are like a mirage. You walk toward it thinking you'll finally find acceptance, but the closer you get, the farther it moves. You'll always need to do a little more, sacrifice a little more, smile a little more. But the cost is too high. Your peace, your authenticity, your joy. When you try to please everyone, you betray the one person who truly matters, yourself. Learning to stop pleasing everyone doesn't mean becoming rude or careless. It means choosing peace over popularity. It means being kind without being controlled. It means learning to say no without guilt and yes without fear. It means realizing that your worth isn't determined by how many people like you, but by how much truth you live by. If someone misunderstands you, let them. If they misjudge you, let them. If they talk about you behind your back, let them. Their words cannot define your reality unless you let them. You don't owe anyone your constant compliance. You owe yourself honesty. You'll notice something powerful happens when you stop chasing approval. Your energy changes. You start feeling lighter, freer. You begin to attract people who love you for who you are, not for what you do for them. The right people will stay even when you say no. The wrong ones will leave even when you say yes. And that's okay. Rejection is not always a loss. Sometimes it's divine protection. There's a peace that comes with not needing everyone's validation. It's the kind of peace that allows you to sit quietly, knowing that you may not be everyone's favorite, but you are true to yourself. You may not fit into every circle, but you fit perfectly in your purpose. That peace is priceless, and it only arrives when you stop trying to be everything for everyone. Remember, the sun doesn't rise to impress anyone. It shines because that's what it was created to do. The river doesn't flow to gain approval. It flows because that's its nature. The flower doesn't bloom to seek applause. It blooms because it must. You two are designed to live authentically, not to perform endlessly. There will always be people who misunderstand your silence, misinterpret your kindness, or misuse your love. But don't let their confusion change your character. Keep doing good, keep being honest, but also keep your peace sacred. Pleasing others might give temporary comfort, but pleasing your soul gives eternal fulfillment. At the end of the day, ask yourself one simple question: did I live true to who I am? If the answer is yes, you've succeeded, no matter what anyone else thinks. You cannot control people's opinions, but you can control how much power you give them. Don't let their noise silence your voice. Don't let their expectations bury your dreams. You are not here to meet their standards, you are here to fulfill your purpose. So, stop trying to please everyone. You'll never win that game. Instead, choose to please the one person who looks back at you in the mirror every morning. Because that person deserves your honesty, your kindness, your respect. When you finally stop living for approval, you start living for truth. And in that truth, you'll find a peace that no one can take away. You'll walk lighter, love deeper, and breathe easier. You'll realize that being misunderstood is not the end of the world. It's often the beginning of being truly understood by yourself. So, live your truth even if your voice trembles. Be kind even if others don't notice. Follow your path even if it's lonely for a while. Because in the end, the people meant for you will always find you, and the world will benefit more from your authenticity than from your approval. You can't please everyone, and you don't need to. You just need to please the one person who was with you from the beginning and will be with you till the end, yourself. Authenticity is your true strength. There's something profoundly beautiful about a person who is unapologetically themselves. Someone who doesn't bend their identity just to fit into someone else's comfort zone. Someone who doesn't wear masks to win attention or pretend to be perfect to gain love. Authenticity is rare in a world obsessed with impressions. Yet, it's the most powerful form of strength you'll ever have. We live in a time where comparison has become a habit. You open your phone and instantly see how others live, what they wear, what they achieve, how they look. And before you even realize it, you start questioning yourself. Am I enough? Should I be more like them? Should I change to fit in? But the truth is, the more you try to become someone else, the further you drift from your own truth. You lose the very spark that makes you special. Every soul was created with a unique essence, a signature energy, a divine rhythm. There's no one else like you, and there never will be. Yet, so many people spend their lives trying to be a copy, while forgetting they were designed to be an original. When you embrace your authenticity, you stop competing. You stop comparing. You start living. People often think strength means being loud, powerful, or dominant. But real strength is quiet. It's the calm confidence of knowing who you are, even when others don't understand you. It's the courage to stand alone for what's right, even when the crowd walks away. It's the faith to say, I am enough, even when the world tells you that you're not. Authenticity doesn't mean perfection. It means alignment. It means your words, actions, and values all walk in the same direction. It means you're honest about your flaws, gentle with your mistakes, and grateful for your journey. When you live authentically, you no longer seek validation from others. You find it within yourself. But why is it so hard to be authentic? Because authenticity requires vulnerability. It means showing your heart in a world that often values appearances more than truth. It means saying, This is who I am, even when you fear judgment. But vulnerability is not weakness. It's raw strength. It's the courage to be seen when you could easily hide. Every great soul that ever walked this earth lived authentically. They didn't follow trends, they followed truth. Krishna spoke wisdom even when people doubted him. Buddha walked away from luxury to find enlightenment. Jesus forgave even when he was betrayed. Their strength wasn't in their popularity, it was in their authenticity. When you're authentic, you'll notice something. Not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Authenticity doesn't attract everyone, it attracts the right ones. The people who resonate with your truth will stay. The ones who only like the mask will disappear. Let them. You're not here to be universally accepted. You're here to live truthfully. One of the most painful things in life is to constantly edit yourself for approval. You wear one mask for work, another for family, and another for social media. And after a while, you forget which one is real. You become exhausted trying to maintain an image instead of nurturing your essence. But when you decide to drop the masks and live authentically, you experience a lightness that feels like freedom. There's a peace that comes when you no longer need to pretend, when you can wake up in the morning and look in the mirror without shame, without fear, without pretense. That's strength. That's power. Because authenticity is not about being liked. It's about being real. And real always lasts longer than perfect. The world might not always celebrate authenticity, but it deeply needs it. We need people who speak truth in a sea of noise. We need people who choose kindness over image. We need souls who dare to live with integrity, even when it's inconvenient. Because when you live your truth, you give others permission to do the same. Your courage becomes a mirror in which others can finally see their own strength. Think about it this way. When a flower blooms, it doesn't look at the flower next to it and say, "I wish I were more like that one." It simply blooms in its own color, its own timing, its own beauty. That's authenticity. You were not created to be a shadow, you were created to be light. There will be people who won't understand your choices. Some will call you strange. Some will say you've changed. Some will try to pull you back into their expectations. But every time you choose authenticity over approval, you step deeper into your purpose. The path of truth is rarely crowded, but it is always fulfilling. When you live authentically, you start trusting life. You stop forcing outcomes and start flowing with grace. You understand that what's meant for you will never require you to compromise your values. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer beg for love, you radiate it. That's what authenticity does. It turns your inner world into a magnet of peace and purpose. But living authentically doesn't mean being stubborn or insensitive. It means balancing honesty with humility. It means standing firm in your values while respecting others. It's not about proving yourself. It's about being yourself, gently and consistently. You may face rejection for being real, but remember, rejection often means you're being redirected toward where you truly belong. Every time you are misunderstood, every time someone walks away because you refuse to fake yourself, life is simply clearing space for those who will love the real you. Strength is not in pretending to have it all together. It's in admitting that you're a work in progress and loving yourself anyway. Strength is not in controlling how others see you. It's in accepting that their perception isn't your responsibility. Strength is not in perfection, it's in authenticity. So be proud of your scars, they tell your story. Be proud of your quirks, they make you memorable. Be proud of your journey, it shaped your soul. The world doesn't need another imitation, it needs your originality. It needs your truth. And when you live with authenticity, you inspire silently. You won't need to convince people of your worth, they'll feel it. Your energy will speak louder than your words. People will trust you, not because you're flawless, but because you're real. One day, when you look back at your life, you won't remember how many people liked your posts or praised your choices. You'll remember how many days you woke up and felt peace in your heart. You'll remember how it felt to walk your path without pretending. That's real success. That's real strength. So, don't shrink yourself to fit small minds. Don't change your colors to match someone else's world. Don't trade your truth for temporary approval. Be yourself fully and fiercely. Because the world may not always celebrate authenticity immediately, but your soul always will. Protect your inner peace above all. In a world full of noise, opinions, and endless distractions, peace has become one of the rarest treasures. We often chase money, fame, love, and recognition, but we forget that none of them hold meaning if we lose our inner calm along the way. Protecting your peace is not weakness, it's wisdom. Because without peace, even success feels heavy, and without calm, even joy feels empty. Life will constantly test your peace. People will misunderstand you, disappoint you, talk about you, and even betray you. Situations will arise that push your patience to the edge. But remember, what happens outside you is not as important as what happens within you. Peace is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to remain centered in the middle of chaos. There's a moment in everyone's life when you realize that not everything deserves your reaction. You begin to understand that sometimes silence is more powerful than an argument, walking away is wiser than proving a point, and choosing calm is stronger than winning a fight. Protecting your peace is learning the art of not allowing small things to disturb a great mind. We often think we must respond to everything, every comment, every opinion, every insult. But maturity is when you no longer feel the need to attend every battle you're invited to. Some wars are won simply by refusing to fight. You see, your peace is your energy. When you give it away freely, you end up drained, resentful, and lost. But when you guard it with intention, you glow from within. Think of your mind like a beautiful temple. You wouldn't let just anyone walk in with dirty shoes, would you? Then why let negativity, gossip, or hate enter your thoughts so easily? Every time you engage in unnecessary drama, every time you let someone's mood control yours, you allow chaos into that sacred space. Protect it. Your peace is holy ground. I once heard a wise saying, "The one who angers you controls you." And it's true. When you let someone's words disturb your peace, you hand them power over your emotions. But peace means reclaiming that power. It means saying, "I will not let your behavior make me forget my values." It's not about avoiding people. It's about mastering your response. Many people mistake peace for isolation, but they're not the same. Peace doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop carrying what isn't yours to bear. It means releasing the need to control outcomes, to fix everyone, or to make the world like you. You understand that what's meant for you will come naturally, and what's not meant for you will fall away gracefully. When you live this way, you start noticing beauty in simple things again. The quiet of the morning, the smile of a stranger, the calm in your own breath. Because peace isn't found in noise, it's found in presence. It's in the moments when you stop overthinking and start simply being. Protecting your peace also means setting boundaries. Some people think boundaries are walls, but they're actually doors with locks. Only those who respect your energy get access. Saying no doesn't make you rude, it makes you wise. You can't pour from an empty cup, and constantly pleasing others will only leave you drained. When you protect your peace, you preserve your ability to love, to give, and to grow. Peaceful people aren't born, they're built. They've been through storms that taught them not everything deserves a reaction. They've been hurt enough to know forgiveness brings more peace than revenge. They've been through disappointment and learned that sometimes silence says more than words. They've walked through fire and learned that calm is their greatest victory. You'll notice that when your mind is peaceful, you make better decisions. You don't rush, you don't overreact. You respond with clarity and grace. Peace gives you perspective. It allows you to see things as they are, not as your emotions distort them.